Thank you, Iska Hirlach, and thank you, Minister. And I fully support this bill. And I know all of us have housing issues around the country, and I can only speak about County Carlow, but the rents now are just gone extraordinary, that people are finding them so hard. You're looking at maybe from 1,600 to 1,700, which is a lot of money. And the reason that is because it's lack of supply. And as you know, Minister, Carlow is now a university town. And to me, that, while it's brilliant and we welcome that, but we need more houses. But as you know, recently, the county development plans were done, and there was zoned lands and lands dezoned because the department sent down a directive about lands zoned and lands dezoned. But can I ask you, as a priority, were the lands that had the services on them, were they made a priority so that it would actually hurry up the build of houses? Because at the moment you have lands that are zoned with no services, you have lands that are serviced and dezoned. To me, I think the department really needs to look at this. And I know that Carlow County Council would have put out what is called seeking of expression of interest to landowners for the purchase for social housing in the Carlow town urban area. Now, my understanding is that they had, I don't know how many they've contacted, but I was contacted by someone who had permission on his land for 8 houses, and yet the council never came back to him. So I just feel that while this is a really good bill and I fully support it, I just think that we need to look at our county development plans. We need to make sure that there is planning and services there so that people can build houses on service sites and get them so quick. That to me is one of the biggest issues. I've also been working with people recently, and I want to welcome the tenant in situ scheme, which is really important. But I have people in it, and they're telling me that the council hasn't the money to purchase. And they qualify for it, they should be getting it. And while I welcome that we are promoting this, I am told that they have come to the department and there is no funding to buy. I know I'm working on 2 cases, but they are not being purchased. And I want to know, while this is great that we have this bill, we have to make sure that when we are promoting something and bringing in legislation on something, that the funding is there for it. So I really, really, really want to find out more about this. I also want to just ask, it's slightly different, but because planning is such a big issue, and housing in Carlow and the build of houses, and I know that funding, I think this year has been a little bit, I don't know whether it's on the scale it was, but I want to thank Minister Darragh O'Brien. There a week ago, Carlow County Council had no money for housing adaptation grants for the bills and stuff like that. So in fairness, there was nearly 800,000 given to Carlow County Council. But the issue is, the only thing that can be done on that now is roofs and electrical. There's not a person now that has applied for windows and doors can get their grants. And I just want to know, how do we get more funding into Carlow County Council? How do we solve this? How do we look at building more houses? And as I said, now that we are a university town and county, we need to put in plans in for, student accommodation. We need to have the service sites. We need to work with Carlow County Council. And I can only really say, in fairness to them, that they have been working really hard. And I know even, to do with building local authority houses. And of course, we need far more affordable houses. And that's the other thing I want to speak about. We need to build more affordable housing. I have so many people that come into me. I have parents now coming into me for their children saying, look, they don't qualify to go on the council housing list, they don't qualify for a mortgage. Can we look at getting more affordable houses? And I think that's the road to go. I believe the more we build, the better it is, because there is those people that are falling between not being able to get a mortgage and not being able to go on the local authority housing list. Look, I know things change, and I know that over the years, that I don't know, are we more gone into a renting culture now? I don't know, but we in Ireland, we always bought our own homes. We always encouraged it. But if we have a lack of supply, we need to build houses. I was at a survey this morning. It was to do with elderly people and just the concerns they have. And one of the biggest concerns came up was that they'd done a survey, but out of the survey they'd done, 25% had come and said that some of their family members had come back home to live with them because they couldn't buy or rent a house. And these were elderly people. While they were glad to have them back, I'm not saying that, but we do not want to be in a situation where nobody can either get a mortgage or go on the local authority housing list, or else if they're in the rent in situ, as I said, and they're telling me now there's no funding for it. So my question is to you, Minister. What funding is there for these houses? What else can we do? While we've done a lot, and I do want to compliment Minister Darragh O'Brien and the team and yourself, I know that a lot of good work has been done, and we've seen more houses built now than we've ever had, because that didn't happen. That's only in the last few years. But I just feel now, you know, that the people that I'm dealing with, the couples that are coming into me, the families that I'm dealing with are just saying they just want to own their own home, or go on the local authority housing list, or try and get a mortgage. And I just believe, while this is a good step and I really welcome it, I really believe we have a lot more to do. Thank you.